Hello and welcome everyone to today's show. My name is Chichi, and on today's video we have my guest. On my right is Kelechi.
Hello.
And Brother Emeka and Mr. Anthony.
Hello guys.
And today we are talking about how you will know when God is speaking to you. For you that is planning to get married and you are seeking God's guidance or looking for direction to make sure you pick the right spouse. And how would you know who is the right person for you to marry? We will be sharing example for the married couple, how they felt that God is leading them before they got married, and we will share other experiences. So I will start with you, Kelechi. When it was your time, how did you know that this is where God is leading you to? Your experience.
Well, I would say for me, it happened when I did not really expect it, when I didn't see it coming. So I had, as at that time, I had like a lineup of serious bachelors as at that time looking for a wife. So, and of which my husband was more like the most of the last that came to me. So I had loads of them as at that time by God's grace. So it was a thing of my priorities as a child of God, which I would advise everyone to embrace because it's a huge difference. So I had my own priorities, so I had to check through to be sure that the person I'm going to spend my life with is godly. Even though it's not every godly person that is meant for you, that you're supposed to marry. So, but I had a dream where I saw where I'm going to, and I saw my husband in the picture of where I was going to. So in the face of all of the men around me then, I had to take a decision because I do not want to live alone. I do not want to be in a marriage and be alone. So it was in a dream that I knew my husband is my husband.
Thank you very much. God bless you. And I would like to go to you, Brother Emeka. Just share with us what you think single people should be expecting when they are seeking for who to marry or looking for the right person to marry.
Thank you. Now, as regarding who to marry, what I see here is marriage is more physical than spiritual. Now, what do I mean? Now, before you get into marriage, you need to, one, look inwards. What's your makeup, your temperament, your likes, what can sustain you for over the years, you look at those things, you look at those qualities, you look at the compatibility, because what you like, what attracts you, you may not want that same person to stay with you, you may want the opposite. For example, you like to talk, you may not want someone who talk too much, that you won't clash a lot. So you need a person who can listen to you. So you look at your temper, want to do something. You understand? You look at that thing. Now when you see those things, you start looking out for the partner who have these features. Now, in this future also you have somebody who's at least God-fearing. Why God-fearing? Because the person people have a common book, the Bible. You can refer, if there's an error, there's a mistake, see what this reference book says. What do we do? So, and also I have the idea that no one person is meant, for example, a particular woman is meant for me. No. I had series of people said no, I continued, and I'm living better today. So I don't believe if this person is not the person I would die. No. It's just what God has given us a range of people to choose. You can I manage this person? Can I manage, or can I not manage this person? Look for the ones you can manage and go ahead and believe in God is going to be okay. And also don't expect the person to be the best. Expect mistakes from the person. You are not getting married to an angel as well. You are not an angel. So you need to create that place within you that I'm not marrying this person as a perfect person. The person will have her flaws. And you don't say 100% perfect person. They say this person is beautiful. She may not have money. If she has money, she will not be that intelligent. If she is intelligent, there's one or two things must be there. So expect that. Don't say this person wants everything. Like a young person say, I want everything 100%. No. So expect to have some weaknesses, but you have the ability to manage it. You have the ability to manage it because we have different graces. So if you have the ability to manage it, why not go for the person? Thank you.
Thank you very much for an extensive explanation to this. So, yes.
Sorry, Sister Chichi. Can I just buttress a point that he made concerning physical appearance? In as much as you are being led by God, you should make sure that what you are seeing in the package is what you like. Because if you go because you think that God is leading you and you don't like the package, that person is going to be with you at night. That person is going to be with you in the morning. Not when you wake up and then you are wondering, how did I end up here? So you must make sure that the appearance is something that is comely to your personality. That's what I just thought to chip in.
Yes, thank you. And I thought that is very, very important to look into. So let's come to you, Mr. Anthony. What do you think about choosing the right person to marry? What are the things that you will be advising someone who is on this path to do?
My advice would be, from a personal perspective, I would first of all say it must be somebody who has the fear of God. That is number one. But there are additional things that I will like that person to have, which is, I love to be respected, and not a part of ego, but I wouldn't like to have a woman who, when I talk one, he talks two. I like somebody who can show me respect, and I will also respect them back. If while I'm dating, I realize that you are the type of person who find it, you're not that respectful, I wouldn't want to carry on with that. That is one. Another thing I would like to talk about mainly is on a personal perspective, which was, I grew up in a family when, after I lost my parents, I have to move to a family member who I lived with. And then I realized that the man goes to work, but my auntie who I live with don't go to work. So my auntie have to totally rely on the husband before they could eat. At some point, this is practical. At some point, my auntie will make food, and the food we have in the house, she needs to put crayfish, spice them up, but she hasn't got any money to spice it up. She has to wait, and the husband drives a car. He comes back very late at night. He has to go back to the malam and knock on their door to get things to add to the soup. And seeing that, I don't like it. So from that childhood time, teenage time, I made up my mind, I'm not going to marry a woman who has no thing they're doing to earn money. Mind you, I don't mean you're going to feed me because I'll be okay, but at least you have your own money to take care of things when I'm not around. You must have something you are doing to earn money, either learn a trade, go to school more, develop yourself, and have something you're doing to keep up when I'm not around. But if you are the one who will totally rely on me to do everything, it will be very difficult for me to carry, and I wouldn't like such type of relationship. You must have something you're doing to make a living, but you're not going to feed me, but at least for yourself, it will help you to personally develop yourself.
Okay, thank you so very much, everyone. I'm sure that our viewers will benefit from this conversation, and it is going to help them to make decisions when it comes to the right person to marry. And I would just like to ask one more question. It looks like to choose based on physical appearance will be easy, but the other things, we did this last week, so this will be a continuation of that last week. How would you know, for instance, somebody that can respect you? Some of those things that you are looking for, how would you really know if somebody truly possesses those characters? Because we know somebody, it may take some time, or maybe when you marry, you now discover that they are not what you think, or somebody may be faking it, and now this is their true self. How would you know when somebody is respectful, when they are clean, when, apart from even physical appearance, how would you know it's not packaging? because it could be packaging.
Do you want me to answer or let Emeka do
I
it?
will all answer, so let's start from you if you don't mind.
Okay, that's you're asking how would I know that the person is not camouflaging?
Yes, those things, those qualities that you are looking at.
Okay.
So how would you know?
Okay, well, let me start by saying for every one of us, we have our list of priorities. So when you embark on looking for somebody to get married to, you have things that you are expecting in your life, which it is highly advisable that godliness should be the first rank on your list. Because there is no how, you are not a mind reader. But that's why as a Christian, the Lord shows you things. So then you will know. But at the same time, 100%, I dare to say that 100% of people who date and get married, you don't get to see 100%, as in have 100% awareness of who they really are until when you're married. So that is why, from my own opinion, I would suggest that if you have this mindset of you are getting into marriage to serve another person, so regardless of what you see at the end of the day, because now we have so many fake things going around. For example, women now, you might see a very shapy woman, a Coke bottle woman, but at the end of the day, it might all be a built-up, as in she has padded up herself. And what are you going to do? Are you going to leave her because, wow, what I saw is not what I'm seeing? Because which you might not get to know when you were dating. It's possible. So, but when you have that mindset that as a man, that I'm to love her as Christ loved the church, and the woman knows that, okay, regardless of my packaging, this is my husband, and I'm to love him just as God says I should love. And then you are bringing 100% to the table, and she's bringing 100%, regardless of that, of those things that you saw. Because I'm saying it that we might not get to see everything that we saw when we were dating in the marriage. So even though you don't get to see it, you can still be okay. And you can still be happy because the God factor is there, and she or he, they have somebody that they answer to, which is God. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, so thank you very much. That is very, very helpful.
Yeah.
Please share yours with us.
So in my view, you know, there's this saying which is, I think, is obsolete. They say love is blind. Love is not actually blind. Love sees far, but decides to see less. Now, when you're in a relationship, that's you want to end up with marriage. Now, actually, there's a lot of pretend. Both sexes, male, female, pretend. You know.
Unconsciously.
Before, I remember when I go to the house, I will knock. I need to stay like 2 minutes. You know, 2 or 3 minutes outside before I know. You know, I know. I'm trying to put some things together. You know.
Packaging.
So you see, you understand? No, it's true. Understand? You need to, before you knock, you have to stay. You know, it's normal. You have to, maybe in the morning. You know, you have to.
He has to wait for somebody to open the door for him.
No,
He cannot enter the house unprepared.
No, what I'm saying, no, you have to. Maybe there's this document telling me she's coming. Understand?
Yeah.
I know that she's coming. It's a request. So I will say something good. And so what am I trying to say? You don't really see the total reality. You can see figure. But what I want to bring in when it comes to that, when you want sensitivity, you know, like for example, poverty may humble somebody. Another person is humble. This state of things. You understand? Maybe the state where the person is coming from. You know, since you want to pretend, you have to be very sensitive about that.
Yeah.
You know, they say if you want to see somebody, give the person power, authority. You understand? Money and authority, understand? You will not know if that person is really humble or not. That's why I say the true character of the person. So now when you are caught in or have that relationship, some little things will happen. If you are sensitive, don't be carried with love. You will know. You will observe the person's character, but you will not take it serious. When maybe after my last but this lady or this man was showing this character, but I didn't take notes because you're taking married wedding, you're taking a love, beauty. This thing is beautiful, or he's handsome, he has money. You know, that was not carrying, you were carried by those things. But those little things, if you watch very well, you see them. The person's true character, if you put your head down, you will notice some of these things because you can't pretend for too long. There's the way she will want to say something, or he or she want to say something, the person will hold himself or herself down, you know, because you are seeing this thing, but you observe it. But because we don't have time to really observe, we are not sensitive. It's just that plan of marriage, none of this, you don't ignore those ones, but which they really affect. So if you want to know somebody's true character, you can say no. you have a clue of it when you are in a relationship. So that is what I can say.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Anthony, what have you to say about this?
I would say, especially if you want to get married to somebody while you are dating, it would be a good idea to find out about their family. Most things, if the person comes from a dysfunctional home, there's a tendency that he will replicate the same with you. What I'm trying to say is, although it's not almost all the time, but if you know who the father is, know who the mother is, if there's a behavior you are seeing in that person and that behavior is not consistent with the parents, then it could be something they picked up from growing up. But if that behavior, you now know them very well, know them, reach their house, don't just go and marry somebody you met one day from the city center and you don't know anything about their family. If you do that, you will be deceived. But if you know them really home, make your inquiries, really get to their home, you will find out certain things that are this could go away at some point, and there are ones that are indelible that may not go. Those ones are the ones it's up to you to decide, do I want to carry on with this or should I let go?
Okay, thank you very much. One more question I have. Sorry, the video might be long, but we just need to cover this. All of these things we are saying, they need kind of some guidance to be able to figure it out. Because now we establish that there may be pretense, there may be packaging, kind of things that you will never know until you get married. So my question now is it then important to now seek the guidance of the one that sees everything and knows everything? Is it now, with all that we have said, are we considering it important to find out from God, this and this one, are they true or are they packaging? Is that something? Because we know what we can tolerate only if we can see it plainly and make decisions. But sometimes we don't see it plainly. In that instance, what should we do? Is it time to seek God's guidance or time to use our number 6? So let's go from you.
Okay, now
Briefly.
I'm going to share from the book of Exodus chapter 13, I think it was verse 17, where God, first, let me say this in context. God knows our abilities and He knows our weaknesses. Now, the book of Exodus, like I said, was talking about when God was taking them to the promised land, and then there was a path that was closest for them that God would have readily taken them through. But because God knew their weakness, that there's a tendency that they were going to fall back and go back to Egypt, where He's taking them out from. But mind you, the route where God would have taken them through was going to would have been closest and less stressful. Now, I said this to build an understanding of you knowing that God knows you even better than you know yourself. So if He knows you better than you know yourself, if He can predict you, if He knows your future, He knows what your desires, because for some of us, we are living, but in 10, 20 years, our desires, our goals can change, and God knows. So it is always very advisable for you to be on a safe side, to seek God before you take that crucial decision of choosing who to marry, because it is often said that who you choose to marry determines your future, determines your end, determines your progress, determines even your health. Because there are so many people that are married and then they've come up with BP, high blood pressure, because of thoughts. So God knows 10, 20, 50 years after now. So why not you just seek Him and He'll direct you.
Thank you very much. So I think I'm going to take one minute again so that it's not too long. Please.
Okay. So briefly, as children of God, we always need His guidance, His direction in life, and He has given us that power to make our choice. Because a spouse A may not be good for me, but it's good for another person. It's the best. So it's for you to use the wisdom God has given you through prayer go for that one, that one which you don't say because of some things, let me go for this one, because of one, no, follow, because from there, God starts leading us in decision making. Understand? So you take the action where God wants you to, what you know, God knows you are comfortable with. Then it may not be good for you, but God knows this might be. So it's always good to seek His guidance. God, see what this person has seen. Please, I want to marry this person. Please, can I go ahead? We know how God answers us. You have peace of mind. You have yes. You have no. You may say no, but you may say something good. But God knows your end, like what she said. So always follow His leading. It will always land us well.
Okay, thank you very, very much. Let's conclude with you.
There's a section of the Bible that says, in all that you do, rely not on your own understanding. And in this aspect, if I'm going in this way and I think I'm having trouble hitting the rock, I will try to rely on God for guidance to see how He's going to help me to sort it. However, after relying on God for guidance, if there are things that are still unclear to me, I will seek counsel from licensed and accredited marriage relationship or counselors who also help me in line with the word of God.
I'll tell you.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. I think we are going to wrap up on this, that we seek advice, we seek spiritual advice, and we also seek professional advice. And remember, we have mentors, we have family, we tend to go around. It's an important decision, and we should commit and pay attention to make sure that we get it right. On that note, we are going to end today's video, and we'll see you on the next video. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.